Hello everyone, it's been a very long time since my last unboxing. I hope you've all been doing well. Today I'll be unboxing the 1/7 scale Fate Grand Order Shuten Douji Festival Portrait figure. This actually has been a figure I've been trying to hunt for a while now. It's something that I really like the art for. There is a caveat though. I purchased this pre-owned off of AmiAmi, and so you won't be able to get kind of the full unboxing of it because it has been rated B+ on the item, which means that kind of the original packaging is kind of missing, but there's no visible damage to the figure itself. And so I thought that would be a pretty good trade-off. You kind of miss out on kind of the crinkling and the ASMR portion of the unboxing, but regardless, I'm still able to showcase this figure, and I feel like that is still a very important aspect for sure. So anyway, as usual, I have my box cutter. Let's get unboxing. Now, even though this is pre-owned, right, that still doesn't mean that AmiAmi doesn't take good care of it, right? It's part of their buyback program, so they kind of do their own rating systems for it, and they also do all the packaging for it too, right? So I'm still going to get my proper paper wraps, and there's going to be a lot of, cushion that's been made sure that, the packaging is going to be well preserved. Okay, right? So right off the bat, kind of we can see that it has the kind of markings of it being pre-owned, as expected, right? From the so there's the seal here that's been cut off, as well as the other factory seal right here. Excuse me, the other factory seal right here. You can see the tape here, but they've still kind of been nice enough to scotch tape the front right where the flap is. I'm gonna see if I can try and just kind of carefully get the scotch tape off. It is scotch tape, right? So that does mean that it's not going to really damage the art. There's not really a lot of adhesive on it. Right, absolute worst case scenario, I just, I cut across the seal with the box cutter. But I feel like it should be possible without it. Okay, there we go. Got one layer of the tape off. Now for the other layer, if I can. So there's the third seal that's also been cut off from the pre-owned. What was it? Or showing indications of it being pre-owned. That's fine. Again, this is exactly what I expected. Excuse me. Where are my manners? What's the best way to do this? Here's the box. also underneath with the hollow sticker to indicate proof of authenticity. And as you can see, on top of the actual cereal, AmiAmi has actually posted their own sticker on top of it, right? So you see the B plus and the B right over there. B is referring to the box itself. B plus being the grade for the figure. There we go. And A is essentially, mint condition or perfect condition. I wouldn't expect a pre-owned to ever really be A unless it was actually open box. So again, B plus is probably going to be one of the best grades you could probably get. But there's already kind of a few indicators that it's been very well preserved. All right. So a couple things right off the bat, right? The instructions for the base haven't really been removed. Rather, the instructions on how to attach her hat and her I think those are talismans on her back, right? Before I do the separations, I can't tell if. Oh no, this is aftermarket wrapping. That's actually really considerate of AmiAmi. Okay, so as you can see, right, there is aftermarket wrapping around the figure, right? I know for a fact this is not like factory wrapping, but the fact that I would assume AmiAmi has provided this, I'm actually really grateful for. That's really cool. So we got the base on the bottom. We have her hat. Kind of the what is it? Not an obi. I don't know what the actual thing is, right? But like we kind of have her belt. So I don't know the best way to open this. I think it's probably going this way. This is probably the safest way to do it. Okay, so let's take a look at the base figure itself. Yeah, okay, I see Scotch tape on this as well. So yeah, this has been given kind of post open treatment to kind of have been rewrapped. That's actually really considerate. I would say I would definitely buy used from AmiAmi again for sure. Like that this is nice. This is really, really nice. All right, so here we have the base. As you can see, there is the spike that goes up into her heel, I believe, for as well as the angle of the plastic to maintain the balance. We'll go with just the figure itself, and then we'll add all of the other attachments later. It looks like, folks, I think this was just put on there because they happen to have a spare bag. This looks like factory wrapping, but yeah, I think this was just put on there just cause. All right, so let's go through kind of the base figure itself. All right, so details to talk about first. I would say just overall, the actual sculpt is really nice, right? The pose is a very dynamic pose. You have the super straight leg, right? Kind of with a tiptoe, which is, you know, very difficult to balance as a whole, right? The paint job is actually something that I'm really impressed with. They're using a lot of metallic paints to kind of complement the was it the embroidery, all the kind of the fabric work, right? But then you have like the really nice matte paints that have a little bit of gloss for her actual clothes, right? So you have the kind of bit muted matte paints here, but then you actually look at the all of the embroidery right over here, even her nails. Let's see if I can get a good angle on them. Even her nails have a very nice sparkle to them. And also, let me see. No, kind of the end ring is a translucent plastic. The bells on her shoes, it's a little bit hard to see, but the bells on her shoes are also a really nice metallic paint. And so you have a very good contrast where kind of all of the details really pop out. I like it a lot. In terms of her horns itself, it's also a very muted paint. Though it looks like they're using a little bit of gloss. I think this actually just might be the plastic that's reflecting the light. And then we can look at the face itself. Now, how these figures usually work, right? At the very least for these types of at least for Shuten Douji, I know for a fact. Hold on, let me see if we can get the proper angle. Yeah, here it is. So with the way the original art is, right? Shuten Douji kind of has this sidelong glance at you, right? And where that's supposed to be kind of like the peak angle that you're supposed to see her. Looking at it kind of in person, and I saw this in terms of on the 360s online as well, though, it looks like she has a very strong viewing angles pretty much throughout, which is really great. There's a famous, well, not so famous, right? But there's a famous pose from Bakunagatari with Senjo Gahara, where she has the kind of the dress lift, right? And then kind of you see like all of her stationery fall out, right? It's a well-known pose, and there's a really good figure that's based on it. But the issue with that particular figure back then is that the viewing angles were really bad. She has a side long glance, right? But she only looked good at that angle. If you tried to look at Senjo Gahara face on, right? The paint job looked really weird. That's not really the case here, which is really cool, right? You look at the face here, you do see that her kind of her tension is what's it called? You can see that her attention is definitely like not at the not straight ahead, which is fine, right? That's exactly how it should be. But there's no like weird, awkward, uncanny valley feel to it when you do look at the actual figure head on, and that's really cool. So that's just kind of attention to detail that I very appreciate. There's just a lot going on with the figure in just the body alone, which is really nice. And of course, the proportions are Honjo Raito's proportions, so she's also just got stupidly long legs, like medium torso, and then spindly arms. But also, she's supposed to be a Jiangxi, right? So there's a little bit of kind of emaciation going on. This is definitely they have like some sort of like adhesive cushioning that they've stuck onto the inside of the box here, or inside of the mold here. That's definitely aftermarket. Just again, kind of additional attention to detail by AmiAmi. Really appreciative of it. You know, there's nothing really much more I can say about that. This tape that I'm peeling though, this one's a little bit stubborn. I'm probably gonna have to get some sort of like adhesive remover off at some later point. Actually, this might be the factory tape, but they just put another layer of Scotch tape on top of it. So the talisman goes to the front of the head, which means that the feather attaches facing backwards. It's a snug fit, but it takes like it feels like it takes a little bit to kind of push in to actually like lock it in place. And it's magnetic. Oh, that is nuts. I love that. Oh, that's so cool. That explains why she's a little bit like top heavy. I mean, I expect it just because, you know, it's a head mold, right? So like it'd just be heavy. But it looks like they added. That's cool. Oh, whoops. I can't even put it backwards. No, we'll put it the right way. But that's incredible. I love that it's magnetic. This is a heavy roll. It's a very heavy roll. I mean, granted, it's all like pretty much glue. And probably like just a single mold where they've kind of shaved off the edges, right? I don't know if you can get the proper detail of it. But yeah, this I was not expecting it to be this heavy. The detailing on this is also just really, really well done. Like you can see each individual cut, right? And if anything, because this is supposed to be kind of like a wrap of like, you know, wooden slates, the fact that there are imperfections just kind of helps sell the entire illusion of the figure itself. I'll just put this over to the side as well. Shove this in her butt. All right. And so here's the actual completed figure. And what's great is that you can kind of tilt it over, and because the hat is magnetic, it's not actually going to fall off, which is really cool. Here again, we'll do another turnover. And there you have it. Yeah, it's supposed to be here. Like here. So here's kind of the optimal kind of viewing angle for her. But it's not like it's particularly bad in any other angle itself. And also, just needless to say, in terms again about the mold overall, or the sculpt overall, just the folds in the sleeves here are really intense. I think pictures probably like do it a better justice overall, The colors of the sleeves themselves, or the paint of the sleeves themselves, look also a little bit muted, so it's not gonna like really pop out as much as it should. I think probably just a little bit of kind of extra paint to kind of lighten the edges here will probably kind of help this figure pop out more. But overall, just kind of pre-painted, solid base, and then kind of a good use of metallic paints for just to kind of help all the details really kind of shine through. Yeah, no, I can't really complain too much. Even the hair is really nice, right? Like you have the braided hair in the back, and you can see the detail of it. So even though it is 1/7 scale, right? You know, this ran, I think this was the market value was, or the MSRP value was around 222, I'd say probably 23,000 yen, right? That would come out to maybe around $200, right? So it is going to be on the higher end. I think for some odd reason, I purchased this under the market value and even under AmiAmi's like pre-order value. AmiAmi's pre-order value was around 1900 or 19,000 yen, right? So that's going to be at around 170-ish, right? This figure I was able to purchase at 170, or sorry, not 170, at around 17,000 yen, which is crazy, right? Especially because it's in such good condition, rather. Yeah, it's because it's such a good, I would say quality. It's because it's in such good condition. So I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. Let me just, this magnet is awesome. No, this doesn't work. But anyway, this is a very, very satisfied purchase. I think I'm gonna put it up next to the Tamamo, the legendary Tamamo figure as well. But I mean, I love the art that that Raito had drawn for Shuten Douji, and I was like, I need to get a figure of this. I don't know how, I need to get a figure of this. And I'm satisfied. I'm really, really satisfied. This is just super nice and really pretty. I mean, I feel like I probably would have preferred maybe like 1/6 scale, kind of push it up a bit, increase the price a bit, get a slightly taller version, just because Shuten Douji is kind of short. But I can't really complain. But yeah, that is it. The Shuten Douji Festival Portrait 1/7 scale figure. I hope you've all enjoyed this unboxing, and I hope to see you all again next time. There is, in terms of what we have on the queue for later on, it's going to be the Koyanskaya Final Ascension. What was it? 1/4 scale by Freeing. And then in April, I believe, we have the Fate Samurai Remnant Musashi figure that's also coming in. It's not going to be the limited edition one that has the flames around it, but it's still the Fate Samurai Remnant costume with kind of her in the double sword swinging pose. It's a really dynamic pose. I saw it when I saw the limited edition come out, and I was like, I have to pick it up. So I hope you look forward to that unboxing. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing, albeit it's a little less noisy because of the pre-owned status. But I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. And if you're interested, I wish you the best of luck in terms of finding this figure as well. Anyway, until next time.